Sport lovers, it's a fantastic moment yet again. Yeah, like I said, on some of our programs, the English Premier League is back. One of the most competitive league across Europe is back in action. Yeah, this edition we'll be taking a look at a lot of things regarding the English Premier League. Yeah, taking a look at the games that were played and also take a look at some strikers that actually impressed in the match day week 1. We'll take a look at that. Some signings, new signings actually did fantastic well. We'll take a look at them also. And also take a look at the table. And finally, I'll be wrapping it up with my own personal prediction for the top 5 of the English Premier League for this particular season based on their performance in the match week 1. My own particular analysis might not actually suit yours. Don't be upset with that particular one. And also, if you want to actually give us your own particular point of view regarding the reviews that I'm doing, feel free, go to the comment section and also drop your own review. My name is Ebidapo Miracle Oluwadami Lola. Starting first is with the games that were played for the match week 1 of the English Premier League. Like I said, one of the most competitive league across the Europe. Taking a look at them one after the other. Let me confirm to you for the match week 1. It started with the defending champion, that is Liverpool, and we actually very well to defeat Bournemouth by 4 goals to 2. Ekitike, one of the new signing of Liverpool, impressed well in that particular game. He got a goal for himself, fantastic enough for Ekitike, and also fantastic one for him. I think for now, and I don't just want to say, but I think Ekitike is actually one of the strikers we should watch out for in the English Premier League for this particular season. Afterwards, on Saturday, some games also were played. Aston Villa played against Newcastle United. It happened at 12:30 p.m. Nigerian time, but it actually ended goalless. It was a very keenly contested encounter also for that particular game. Away from that, we take a look at Brighton and also Fulham. It ended 1-1 for those particular team also. Why? Tottenham Hotspur impressed well. The newly promoted Burnley suffered defeat to Tottenham Hotspur. It ended 3 goals to 0. Oh my God. I think Tottenham actually did well thanks to Richarlison. Richarlison was actually very instrumental in this particular victory for Tottenham Hotspur, getting 2 goals and also an assist. I think for me, getting 2 goals rather for himself, I think it's actually a very good one to watch. The likes of Mana Kudus also got an assist on this particular game against Burnley, the newly promoted side. Away from that particular one also, we see a game between Sunderland, the newly promoted, defeating West Ham United. It was actually very hilarious. 3 goals to 0. I think Sunderland actually I think they are getting what they really spent on, because over the course of the summer transfers, Sunderland were able to make a whole lot of signings. In fact, I can confirm to you that Sunderland were able to sign more than 6 new players to their squad based on the fact that they were able to gain promotion to the English Premier League. So for me, I think it's actually a very fantastic one. We should be expecting that particular team with that kind of reinforcement. They should do pretty better and also pretty much more better. Away from that, Wolverhampton Wanderers also, they've suffered defeat from Manchester City. It ended 4 goals to 0. And also Erling Braut Haaland did pretty well also, making some fantastic performance for himself. Erling Braut Haaland got a brace also. 2 goals for Erling Braut Haaland. In fact, he was named the man of the match for that particular game. It was actually very instrumental in the victory. Tijani Regenders also has been so instrumental in this particular win for Manchester City. I think for me, one of the big names, or let me say one of the players we should be looking up to for this particular season, I think for me personally, I'll be including Tijani Regenders, because it's actually the match with day 1 he played for Manchester City. It was actually very great, and he played an integral part in that particular winning for them. Away from that, we take a look at Chelsea and the Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace and Chelsea, they both had themselves to a new draw. A very fantastic one coming from Crystal Palace, even though they got a goal in that particular game. Free kick from the spot. It was actually very instrumental, but later on it was actually turned over for a foul for Mos Casado. Yeah, because that particular build-up, according to rule number 6 of the English Premier League, it was actually what the goal was exempted, and also it was counted as a foul, and that goal was actually disallowed. A lot of drama actually happened in the match day 1. Away from that, take a look at the game for Nottingham Forest. They defeated Brentford 3 goals to 1. Fantastic performance from Wood. Wood actually it was a very instrumental also, and also Gibbs White did fantastic work by setting up assist also for Hood. I think for me, this season, one of the names, aside from the fact that Crystal Palace will be on UEFA duties, I think one of the names should be also should be seen as a threat, not a contender, but as a threat, is Nottingham Forest. I think Nottingham Forest will really, really prove a point this particular season. I haven't known that last season they did pretty well, but later on, towards the end of the season, they fall short. And for me, I think for last season, no one actually expected that Nottingham Forest will not be performing, will not be playing in the UEFA Championship. But here comes Nottingham Forest falling off just 3 games to end the season last. But let's just hope this season it's not just like last season. Another one around for you here is the game between Arsenal and Manchester United. No doubt, Manchester United, they put a very, very impressive performance. In fact, one of the performances I've seen recently when Manchester United has been playing under Ruben Amorim, their coach, I think for me, the game against Arsenal has been one of the very, very big one. And their new signings, they all did pretty well. Sesko coming on board as a replacement. Yeah, he did fantastic. Well, Kuna starting the game, the likes of Mbemo. Mbemo did fantastic job. Fantastic. Your second father they gave David Raya being the top player of the game. I think for me, I could have actually named someone else for the player of the game, if not for the defeat. No doubt, I think if Manchester United can actually continue with the way they played against Arsenal for the match day 1, yes, I think we should keep an eye on them, and also we should be expecting something very, very reasonable from the Red Devils this time around, because they are not here to play this time around, because it actually shows in the composure, the way they play, the precision, and their style of play away from last season is actually very, very, very. It was an eye pressing. Yeah, comparing the ball possession, it was 63% to 37% compared to Arsenal, and they actually created a lot of chances for themselves, but all to no avail. And Manchester United was actually able to pull 29 shots. Oh my God! I think for me, it's actually very, very, very impressive. Taking an eye away from the defeat, Manchester United actually they did pretty well for that particular performance under Ruben Amorim. Let's just hope they continue. And finally, for the games of the English Premier League that happened yesterday, it was the game between Leeds United and also Everton. Leeds United got promoted alongside Burnley and also Sunderland. Ladies and gentlemen, let me confirm to you that Leeds United won their first game. Now, it is evident that aside from Burnley, the 2 promoted teams from the Championship to the English Premier League, they all win their games, aside from Burnley, who suffered defeat to Tottenham Hotspur. And I think for me, it's actually it's a sign that this season itself will be so competitive. Like I was saying earlier on, let's go take a look at some strikers, that did and also impressed really well in the match day 1, and also take a look at their ratings according to the report I have with me here. We start from Joao Pedro. Joao Pedro was not really impressive in his game against Crystal Palace at Stamford Bridge. Why? Because they ended that particular game 0-0, and obviously, aside from the shot, he had 2 shots on target for himself. Just not even 2 shots. He has 2 shots off target. Yeah, off target, not on target. The one he was able to head over the bar, and also there's one that he wasn't too comfortable with that particular shot, but later on he was unable to get to the end of the ball. I think those are the 2 key balls that Joao Pedro was able to get to himself. But upon all these particular ones, Joao Pedro got himself rated for 5.9%. 5.9. That was the first one he was getting for himself. Even though he has done fantastic well in the Club World Cup, having getting 3 goals for himself, it's actually a very, very good one to start with. But the English Premier League day 1, for me, I think for Pedro, it is not a very, very fantastic one. I think he really needs to show us that he is worthy to be in the starting lineup of Chelsea. And away from that, we'll take a look at Sesko. Sesko was actually brought on board at the 65th minute of the game between Arsenal and Manchester. But no doubt, he was able to do well. He put down a ball that would actually lead to an assist. Yes, I remember that particular game. There was a pass to him, and I was able to control the ball in the opposition box. That was Arsenal's box, and also play the pass down. But here comes, I think it wasn't Acuna that was able to that played the ball all over the bar. I didn't beat that particular goal. Actually, that particular pass rather led to a goal. No doubt, Kuna could have Sesko rather could have gotten himself an assist on his debut for Manchester. But for me, I think it's not actually a very bad start for Sesko. having 6.3 rating for himself is actually a very, very good one to reckon with. No doubt about that. Is exactly what he's doing well. Let's hope he is able to improve and establish himself as a big name that we should be expecting in Manchester United's lineup. And also another one is, yeah, Gyökeres. I think for me, Gyökeres has not been fantastic enough. I must say to you, starting from the preseason game Arsenal has been having to the match day one. For me personally, I think Gyökeres, maybe I am too expectant of him, knowing fully that he was able to generate for himself at Sporting CP 80 goals in a season, 80 good goals in our competition. That kind of name, I think you really need to tell us that you're not a fluke. And I think he has been doing pretty well. And no doubt that Gyökeres, he is one of the top strikers in the world presently. But I think you need to prove a point for us here in English Premier League. Tell us that you are a top-class striker. Tell us that you are not just the striker that we used to know as Sporting CP. Tell us that you have what it takes to compete at one of the best and competitive league in the world. That is English Premier League. Away from Gyökeres, we take a look at Ekitike. Ekitike was actually very, very impressive, even though he got subbed off at 72nd minute, yeah, in that particular game against Bournemouth. But no doubt, he was very, very instrumental. Ekitike got an assist and scored a goal. In the 4-goal involvement in a game, he got 2 for himself. So it means it's actually what is a very, very perfect start, no doubt. For me, I think Ekitike will be one of the big names we should be sorting out after this particular season. Don't forget also the Crystal Palace triumph over Liverpool for the Community Shield. He got a goal also. So it means now to his name he has gotten 2 goals and assists for Liverpool. Yeah, what so best can he do? I think for me he can actually continue this particular spree. Yeah, he will be one of the names that we should be looking after. Okay, I have 2 more strikers there for you. Yeah, we said last of Richarlison. Richarlison was very, very, very good in the game against Burnley. Richarlison was very, very good. Now, don't forget, the next game Manchester City will be playing, it will be against Tottenham Hotspur. Now, they both have a point to prove. You know why? Because we have quite a number of new signings for Tottenham Hotspur. The likes of Manu Kudus. Also, now they are still monitoring Eberechi Eze. We never can tell. Maybe that particular deal can actually fracture out. And if it does, no doubt, they should be able to compete. And I'm seeing them, performing above the position they finished last season. That's my own perspective, okay? And also, finally, for the strikers that I'm taking a look at is Erling Braut Haaland. Erling Braut Haaland got himself 8.9 rating. That was the highest. No, that was not the highest. Richarlison got the highest by 9.1 rating. That was the highest rating. And also, Erling Braut Haaland got 2 goals for himself. Like I said earlier on, it's actually very, very fantastic performance coming from the Norwegian. And no doubt, he is a name to be reckoned with when it comes to scoring goals in the English Premier League. And finally, before I leave, yeah, let's take a look at how it looks like, the table. I'll tell you top 5 and the bottom 5. And afterward, I'll tell you my own prediction for how I think the season will end based on what? Based on the match week 1 that actually happened. Okay, for now, presently, Manchester City occupies the 1st position on the log table, Sunderland 2nd position, Tottenham Hotspur 3rd position, Liverpool 4th, Nottingham Forest 5th position. For the bottom 5, we see Wolverhampton Wanderers, West Ham United, Burnley, the newly promoted, Brentford, Bournemouth, and also Manchester United at 15th position again. Okay, and away from that, now let me give you my own personal top 5. Let me start with top 5. I see Liverpool finishing and clinching again the English Premier League. 2nd position will be going to Arsenal yet again. And 3rd position to Liverpool. And I think 4th position we have Chelsea. And 5th position is nobody but Manchester United. Mark my words, guys. I see Manchester finishing top 5 this particular season. For the relegated teams, I think Sunderland is here to stay, no doubt. Sunderland might not relegate. You know why? Because they've actually reinforced their team with a lot of players, and it shows that they mean business. I see Burnley going back. Leeds United might have a point to prove for us if it will not go back to relegation. Guys, thank you so very much for being part of the first game week 1 review of the English Premier League. I promise to give you the match week 2 also on this particular dial, Kiraa Sports TV. This program is proudly produced by Engineer FM. A lot of crew is here. AY is here. Caroline also is also in the studio with us. Thank you so very much, guys, for being part of this fantastic production. My name is Bidakbo Miracle Oluwadami. Like I always say, please make sure you share the program with friends and family. Together, let's spread the gospel of sport. Match week 2 is upon us. Chelsea will be taking on West Ham United. Tottenham Hotspur will be taking on Manchester City. You know why I'm so specific about these two fixtures? Because they both have a point to prove. Now, if Chelsea is not winning their second game, then I think Enzo Maresca, you have what? You have a point to prove for us. Because I see nothing I don't think there's this particular department you really need reinforcement, and the management of Chelsea has not been able to give you full support. No doubt. Chelsea is just signing players front, back, up, and down. And I think for me, they really need to tell us that they are not flukes. They really need to tell us, aside from the fact that they are the world champions, we really need to prove to us that you are above the tournament level. Not just tournament, this is league. Show us what you got, and let's see. For now, we draw the curtain close once again. Thank you so very much. For now, I'm out of the studio. For you, please stay productive.